5 full-frame Cine primes, all T1.5 across the entire range. But there's already one design choice that is driving me crazy. All right, today is not a look at my pretty footage video. This is the real-world buyer's view. What comes in the kit, how it feels, and why I chose the M mount for maximum flexibility. Cameras keep getting smaller. The lens kit has to shrink too. The Simera-C set is built around that idea. Compact primes, full frame coverage, and fast T.5 aperture for low light and additional separation. This is the 21, 28, 35, 50, and 75. Constant T.15 aperture across all 5. I paid $38.87 for the kit. I purchased the M mount. Thypoch has a holiday special going on right now in December 2025 that allowed me to save a little bit over $400. So if you watch this in January or later, you might not be so lucky. I chose the M mount not because it's trending, but rather because it's strategic. It allows me to bounce around from different camera systems and still keep just one set of lenses. If you're like me, you're probably bouncing around with different bodies based on the type of job. This lens kit allows me to have one lens kit regardless of which camera body I need for that project. First up, the 75. This one feels great in the hand, and it's the portrait compression lens of the kit. It's also the oddball. We'll get to that in a second. 35 is even smaller. This is the focal length that lives on cameras. It's great for street, dock, anything run and gun. 50 is right there with it. Super manageable size and classic normal perspective. 21, this is where the kit gets fun. Wide, dynamic, and it is still fast. And 28 is the sweet spot. It's wide without screaming, I'm a wide lens. Real talk, I'm not a fan of these cheap caps. The lenses feel premium, and then the caps feel like dollar store energy. These are proper Cine primes. They're manual focus, they have geared rings, and they have a 16-blade iris for smooth bokeh. The best part, they're compact. Depending on the mount and focal length, you're roughly in that 350 grams to 470 grams range. That's on the M mount side. Here's the practical headache. The 21, 28, 35, and 50 all share a 62mm thread size on the front. But then there's the 75, which jumps up to 67mm. I'm using a B+W variable ND that runs 1 to 5 stops in 62mm. I have a matching 95mm B+W, again 1 to 5 stops, that I will step down to make the 67 one work. If you're waiting for a cinematic sequence sample, that's coming, but it's not today. Today we get to talk about all the unsexy things. We get to talk about workflow, because the best lens is not the one that has the prettiest promo reel. It's the one that makes you want to shoot more often. I'm deliberately moving into smaller camera packages for more projects. I get to shoot more with less friction. If you want to follow this experiment and see sort of what happens, what do I shoot on, how do I adapt these things to different cameras, how do they perform, what do I keep, what do I sell, be sure to follow. I'm curious. Do you have any experience with these lenses? What are you adapting them on? What types of projects are you shooting? In the next video, I'll be talking about the adapters that I've chosen, why I chose them, and which cameras I'm going to be adapting. Obviously, I'm going to put it on the Nikon ZR. That is the smallest camera package that I own at this point. Second one would be the Lumix S1 Mark II. Beautiful camera, and I love shooting in ARRI Log C3. And then, of course, my RF cameras that include the Raptor X, Komodo X, Canon C80, as well as the R5C. If you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next video. Take care.